Good afternoon from Tax TV channel in Tel Aviv. Today we will talk about inheritance or estate tax. People may be surprised to find out they are exposed to inheritance tax on assets they own in other countries. Joining our show, three Elliott Group members: Ken Miles from Los Angeles, David Gibbs from London, and Ralph Blaze from Berlin. Ken, what are the estate tax rates in the USA?
Currently, the top estate tax rate in the United States is 40%.
And who has to pay this tax?
Tax is paid by the actual estate prior to any distributions of the assets to the beneficiaries.
Ken, what are the major exemptions from this tax in USA?
Currently, the major exemption is $5,430,000. In essence, that first $5,430,000 will not be subject to tax, and that is double that if you are married.
Assuming that a foreign person passes away and had assets in the United States, would it be taxed?
Yes, typically that would be taxable.
What are the exemptions in this case? Is it same for United States citizens?
Exemptions are different for a non-U.S. citizen. They're not as significant.
Well, I guess this is a surprise for many foreign investors.
Yes, most definitely.
What are the most popular ways in the United States to avoid this tax?
Most popular way is the utilization of the annual gift exclusion. Currently, each individual can give up to $14,000 per person to as many people as they like. Therefore, a husband and wife can give away $28,000 per year to as many people as they choose.
Ken, is there a way for a U.S. citizen to leave USA along with his assets in order to avoid the tax?
Yes, if a U.S. citizen does give up his citizenship and becomes an expatriate, it is very possible that the assets that they took with them would not be subject to U.S. estate tax.
Ken, it was very helpful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elisha.
Good afternoon to Ralph Blaze from Berlin. We know eventually we will not live here forever. I heard there is inheritance tax in Germany. What are the rates?
Yeah, unfortunately, we are not living eternally. That's right. The tax rates vary in Germany between 7 and 50%, depending on the relationship to the successor and depending on the amount of wealth.
Can you just give us an idea on tax rate if, for example, the estate value is 10 million euros and there are 2 children?
You can calculate with 20%, meaning 2 million euros.
And are there any major exemptions?
Yes, there are major exemptions for spouses and partners of a same-sex partnership. You have an allowance of 500,000 euros, and per child 400,000 euros, and per grandchild 200,000 euros.
So having children is a good tax planning. If a German resident left Germany to another country, will he pay this tax?
Yes, he will if he kept a residence in Germany, or if he was a German resident in the last 5 years before his death, or if the heir is paid by a governmental or other public institution of Germany.
Assuming that a foreign person passes away and had assets in Germany, will it be taxed?
Yes, there is the possibility. It's the so-called limited taxation status. This counts for German agricultural or forest property, for real estate, for business property, for participations in corporations with over 10% of the share capital, and for intellectual property.
Well, foreign investors should take it into account. What are the most popular legal ways to avoid inheritance tax in Germany?
You can donate every 10 years using the allowances that are granted every 10 years. Then you can donate and keep the usufruct of the donation. And you can move to a country not knowing any inheritance tax, and the combination of the 3 models. Sorry.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you, Elisha, and see you soon.
David Gibbs from London, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Elisha.
David, what is the inheritance tax rate in the UK?
The main rate of inheritance tax payable on death is 40%. although there are some cases where inheritance tax is due on lifetime transfers, and that's at 20%.
David, assuming that the deceased had assets in UK but was not a UK resident or citizen, will there be any tax in this situation?
Yes, there will. Inheritance tax is payable on any UK-cited assets, regardless of where the person is from or lives.
David, can you tell us what are the most popular legal ways to avoid this tax?
Well, we've got a series of reliefs and exemptions. So there is the nil rate band of £325,000 per person, and married couples can join their bands together. So on the second person's passing away, £650,000 is tax-free. There is a 100% relief from inheritance tax on business assets, shares in private companies, or agricultural land. So looking at your assets and investing in business assets will give you a relief from inheritance tax.
David, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We thank all Elliott Group experts and will remind our viewers you should always consult first.